Hey guys, welcome to the Making Your Money Work. This is going to be about a 6-part series talking about just getting your finances in order. Total deal of your finances. Everything, I'm going to tell you in a second what all we're going to cover, but I just want to kind of introduce you today on what we're going to be doing, what's going to be expected of you, and kind of just put you at ease so we can go through this. The vast majority of people, statistics tell us that the vast majority of people live paycheck to paycheck. Does not matter how much money you make, whether you make not much money at all or whether you make a tremendous amount of money, statistically, those are the same as far as people just living paycheck to paycheck. So if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you're falling into that. I've been on both sides of that. Been in places where really struggled and have been just close every week, just barely being able to pay the bills, to being in a good position. And what I want to do is just kind of walk you guys through some basic things that can help you in all these areas. I've had the opportunity I've taught over 50 of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University classes. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I agree with the majority of the things that he teaches in his group. There are some things that I've added in, some things I've taken out in kind of the system that I use now. But had an opportunity to do this a lot. Made a lot of mistakes, done some things right, and so just wanted to be able to share this with you guys. I mean, it's completely free, not charging anything. The only thing, like everything else we produce for you, the only thing we ask from you is that you just commit to doing it and doing the hard things daily. I've got on the screen here two things that I want you to really embrace as you begin this journey. Number one, you're not alone. You know, whenever you get yourself in financial hardship and you're struggling and stressed out about the bills, all the different things, you got kids, just all the things that just pile up on you. You know, you feel like you're alone, and I just want to tell you that you're not alone. You know, so many people are out there in the exact same boat you're in. You know, you can't trust what Facebook tells you about people's lives. I can just assure you that is not the case. You see everybody's highlight reel, and you're at home struggling, and you look at everybody else and you think that's the way it really is. So you're not alone. And then the biggest two decisions you can make is you can decide that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that you're ready to change, and then do it. So what are we going to cover? First two things we're going to cover is the issue of debt, and then saving. You know, how do you get out of debt? How should we look at debt? Is any debt good? Should you leverage debt in your business? Those kind of things. Credit card debt, school debt, car debt, all those things. We'll cover that. Saving. Should you save up money for your purchases? Saving for different things, for vacation, for Christmas, for as we go on to retirement. How do you save for retirement? We're going to walk through all the different vehicles that you can invest money in, and doing all that, saving for kids' college. We just hit that. We got our first kid in college, and then they're going to be hitting right after that, one after the other. We're going to talk about that. Insurance. That's a tricky one. There's so many different insurance vehicles out there that you can be a part of. We're going to talk about those, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what you definitely need to have in place. And I've actually got a form. First thing after this first lesson, which this will be the shortest lesson definitely of the series, I'm going to post a little file on the page, and all you've got to do is just download that file and you'll fill it out. And basically, it's a form that I created for people to be able to use, to be able to determine in all these different areas where they're lacking and what they need to work on. And in that way, as we're going through these things, you can make the changes you need to. And I'll include all my email and stuff, and I'm happy to answer any questions anytime. I just enjoy kind of helping people with this. And then other things we'll cover. Business. A lot of you do your own business, maybe have a company, those kind of things. I do that. I've got my own business that I run, and talk about finances in that. How do you get started in that? What are some ways that you can do some things, especially if you're starting out, needing to advertise, needing to get your name out there? How do you do that without having to spend a tremendous amount of money? Side hustles. This will be something that a lot of you, as you're looking at these other things of debt and saving and others, of how do you generate some extra money to be able to pay off some of your debt, to save money, to be able to do some of the things you want to do. And then relationships and money, talking about with your kids, with your spouse, with others. And then how you literally deal with money itself, and how you think about money, and how that could very well be affecting the things that you're doing. So the first lesson, just want to go through real quick, and it's going to be calling you to action, and basically it's going to prepare you to get into these things. One of the things that I've found lacking in other financial courses that I've done or taught is not really getting you in the mindset you need to be in to really attack your finances. So I just wanted to cover that. Just a question: what are you afraid of? When you think about money, what scares you about that? Most people are afraid of something. They're afraid of not having enough money to pay their bills. They're afraid of not being able to retire. They're afraid of not being able to give and support things you want to support. They're afraid of not leaving a legacy for the kids. They're afraid of growing old and running out of money. What are you afraid of in the area of money? What's the thing that you're scared of when you think of that brings fear into your heart? And I want you to write these things down. Very important as we're going through these lessons is that you write these things down, because you'll go through this almost like you're going through a workbook. But this is free, so I'm not providing you with a workbook. But I'll just take a piece of paper, a journal, or whatever. But you need to write down what are you afraid of. And when you ask that questions like this, don't just say the first thing that comes into your head. Really think about that. Think about the times that you've really been afraid when you've been thinking about your money. Number 2, let's talk 10 years. I want you to take a journey with me. I'm 47 years old. So when I think 10 years, I'm not just talking about 10 years down the road when I'll be 57 years old. I want to go back 10 years. So when I was 37 years old, I think back when I was 37 years old. Okay, so at that point I'd been married 10 years. I had all of our children. One of them was a brand new child, and our oldest at the time would have been 8 years old, that is younger than our youngest right now. We got 5 children. So I go back 10 years and I think about some of the things that I said I was going to do, and we're just talking about money here, I didn't do. And you talk about some of these things, like, have you been disciplined in saving for retirement? Were you disciplined in saving for college? I just tell you, that's one that I'm going to be very disciplined about that. And other stuff just got in the way. And quite honestly, we didn't. And like our oldest one got to the point when she got to college where I felt like, well, we're going to save X amount of dollars every month from the time they're a kid, and then we're going to have that money. And we ended up just not doing it. It just wasn't a priority. So go back 10 years and think about the things that you did or did not do that have, kind of put you in this spot. It's a pretty sobering thing to do, exercise, to kind of take that journey back 10 years. Okay, now take this 10-year journey forward. And I want you to imagine yourself. I think about it, I'll be 57, and obviously everybody knows 59 and a half is the quote unquote retirement age everybody talks about, that you can retire. So in 10 years, I'll almost be at a point where I could retire. I don't think I'll want to at that age, but I will be there. And that makes you start asking questions of where do I want to be in that spot? How much debt do I want to have? How much money do I want to have saved? What do I want to have in the bank for retirement? What do I want? Here's one that usually tugs at our hearts more than even the stuff for us. What do I want to be able to do for my children and my grandchildren? at that point. These are questions that you want to write these down. Again, this is what you want to write down this week. All right, what got you into this spot? As you look at the screen, 5 distinct things that have caused you to be where you are. That is what you. This is where the rubber meets the road. What got you to this spot? Listen, and let's not talk about what we want for a second. What you want is where you are, and that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. Wherever you are, you have made the choices to be there, and that stings because we want to say we want certain things, but then our actions take us somewhere else. So what got you into this spot? List 5 distinct things that have caused you to be where you are. Like, for instance, one of mine would be, well, Kevin, how did you end up with your daughter in college, and you did not, like you said you would 18 years ago, you did not just be disciplined in saving X amount of dollars every month for her college? Why? That's one of the things. Just was not disciplined in doing that. So whatever, and some of these may be good, some of them may be bad. The good things, write down what it is. What's something, maybe you're in a really good position with retirement. Maybe you've paid off a lot of debt. Maybe, whatever that may be. 5 distinct things that have caused you to be where you are, good or bad. Why do you want to get your dollars under control? Big question here. What is your why? When it comes to finances, what is your why? Your gut reaction is going to be, hey, well, I want that lake house. I want a new car. Nothing wrong with good nice stuff. I love nice stuff. I think everybody does. But there's something deeper for you. And for some people, what really gets them going is leaving a legacy for your family. For some, it's making a difference for others, for being able to be. One of the things that's a core principle of our business is we want to be able to impact our communities through charitable giving. We want to be able to, through our business, to be able to impact others, to make a difference in others' lives. That is a bigger why than, hey, I want a bigger lake house, or I want to be. And again, nothing wrong with those things. You can have both. But what is your why? Why do you want to get your money under control? Why I named this whole series Making Your Money Work? Because all money is a tool. It's not a good tool. It's not a bad tool. It's a tool. You think about a hammer. A hammer is a tool. A hammer can be very, very valuable. You can take a nail. You can go build a house with a hammer and nail. You can also come behind this window behind me. You throw that hammer at the window, it's going to crash the window. The tool is as valuable as the person that is using the tool. So you're making your money work. What's the reasons? Why do you want to make your money work for you? What do you want to do? List 5 things that you want to be able to do with your money that's your why. That is your why. And finally, will you commit to 90 days? I'm as far as 90 days. I mean, we had a tremendous response. Over 100 people said they wanted to be a part of this. And so when I post this, I want you to commit. Underneath this video, I want you to comment that you're committed. All you're committing to is the 90 days. What I'm going to do is about every 7 to 10 days, I'm going to do the next video. And you'll have assignments that you'll be able to do for that next week. And then it'll lead up into the next video. 90 days. If you will commit to this for 90 days, it will change the trajectory of your financial future. I get asked all the time about book. Hey, man, if you have one book I could read to kind of get my finances in order, and I don't think there's a better one than this is Dave Ramsey's book, He's got several books. I think his best one is this one. It's called The Total Money Makeover. It's a very simple read, but it goes through a lot of the things that we're going to cover in this class. Like I said, I agree with the vast majority of his teaching. Some things, and I will actually tell you when I'm varying from his teaching and what he does. But I agree with almost everything that he talks about. That's a great book. If you're just looking for one book to help you, Dave Ramsey, The Total Money Makeover. You can find it on Audible, whatever that may be. I'm also going to be doing a few podcasts that you can listen to that will go along with this. So you'll have the video, then you'll have during that week that we release the video, I'll also release a podcast where I'll talk a little bit more, give you some personal examples, have some people that during that week, whatever the topic we're dealing with, that have some experience in those areas for you to be able to interact with. But again, going back to that first slide, you got to decide, and then you got to do. So just like we say in everything that we do, all of our podcasts or videos, anything, is if you'll do the hard things today, tomorrow will take care of itself. And the beauty of that statement is, do the hard things today, tomorrow will take care of itself, because tomorrow you'll be focused on tomorrow and you'll be doing the hard things again. And then it compounds on top of each other, one day after another, after another, after another. And the next thing you know, you come up that 10 years I asked you to look at, you look at that 10 years, you've made the good decisions every day, and then you're able to do whatever you want to. So guys, good to have you on this journey. If you need to reach out to me, you can obviously reach me through Facebook. My email is kevin@dohardthingstoday.com. That's kevin@dohardthingstoday.com. And you can find me there. If you've got any questions, no questions too simple or too complicated, don't know the answer, I'll get it for you. But we're just here to help you. Glad to be on this journey with you. And make sure you comment underneath the link that you are committed, because you need to publicly commit to being a part of this for 90 days. Do hard things today, guys.